What's up, guys? It's your girl Rivah, and I'm back again with another video. If you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Rivah. It's very nice to meet you. Before we get into this video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And as I always say, make sure you guys leave your comments in the comment section down below. It does not matter how you feel about this video. We all want to talk about it. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. We're going to go ahead and jump right into this video. If you did not watch the last reaction video that I did on my channel, it was a Lapeef reaction. I had some other videos that came up, so I had to talk about something that I saw first. But I said that the last video that I did, it was between dialogue between Kayla, Kay, and Rilla, okay, and Anton. It was kind of like a disagreement that they were having, and I was talking about the level of like the depths that women are willing to go in a conversation. And I brought up Sister Shahrazad Ali that made a point to say that, as women who go out and have conversations with men, like for black women, nobody can out argue the black women, right? Like they know how to say it all. They can, they can get you together real quick, And I was talking about, being able to disagree with somebody or have discourse with somebody. And I related the Shanae attitude of going to things, and the Claire Huxtable avenue of being able to relate yourself. So it reminded me of this video, and so I had to go find this video. And I just want to go ahead and play it, and then we will talk about it, of course, as we go.
Before we get on to the next topic, I'm going to kind of introduce it with a story. It's a real life story. It just happened last Sunday. So, fresh off the flight from Nashville, from working with Courtney, Anton, and I go to my granny's crib. Rest in peace, Granny. She passed away on Mother's Day.
Oh.
So rest in peace to her. But I go over to my granny's house, and I didn't want to talk about this, but again, if we're going to be 100% real, these are things that I experienced, and I think that it leads to a bigger point that needs to be addressed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at my granny's house, and my sister and I have a weird type of relationship. We don't often get along. I have no problem getting along with her, but the thing that I do not like about her is her mouth, is her attitude. So we're having a conversation, and it's in reference to my 16-year-old son about him attending a different high school. And so as we're having the conversation, just to put a little bit more context into it, there are a lot of times that I just ignore some of the things that she says.
Mm-hmm.
When she speaks to you, anybody, particularly a man, because that's who I often hear her speak to, there's certain sarcasm.
Okay, and let me tell you the reason why I wanted to point this out also, because he just said that, a lot of times he ignores her. I think that sometimes when women are in situations where they are being combative with another man, and maybe you might have somebody, I'm going to use JR for example, okay? When we watch a lot of these videos where these women are kind of going off on maybe Anton or Rilla or Logic or whatever the case is, you might see a man like JR who is sitting there as the moderator of the show and not saying anything. And a lot of women use that to maybe think that maybe this man is on their side, or maybe this man agrees with, their behavior, and not realizing that just because a man is sitting there in silence does not mean that he is approving of the situation. Sometimes that man is so disapproving, but, there's different types of men. There are men who are, going to step to you and come to you like Anton does. And then there's a man like JR who maybe will only shed light on something or speak about something when it's to his front door, right? When it directly is affecting him. So a lot of women see men that will sit down and just kind of like allow you to go off and feel like that maybe that person that's allowing that situation to happen is approving of your behavior, and you have no idea how much disdain they have for the way that you're behaving, but they're just not saying anything about it. You have no idea that this man or these men are already putting you into a certain category based off of your behavior, but because they're not saying anything, you think that it's okay and that they're cool with you, or they're cool with it. Not realizing how far away from being cool with it that they really are.
There are words that she used that make you go AWOL, but if you're disciplined enough, you're able to remain in frame and just.
And as he just said, there's words that she will use, to make you go AWOL, which is kind of like similar to the last video. That's why I said that last video reminded me so much of this video, because he said words, to make you go AWOL when Anton was like, oh, quote not quote unquote, but basically like, oh, you're on thin ice, you need to stop acting like this because blah 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 blah, and she was just like, kind of antagonized, like, well, what you gonna do if I don't, or what you gonna do about it, so we know that kind of behavior that JR is talking about.
But to take it as is for the sake, because again, she's family. So this particular time over Granny's house, she gets offended, but she gets offended because she couldn't explain her point. She didn't want to answer the question. She deflect answering the question, and then she proceeded to be disrespectful. And I'm gonna tell you this: the things that were going through my head, because we talk about this all the time, is the woman's tongue. Where do women get off thinking that they can disrespect a man?
Okay, hold up. Okay, I'm gonna let him speak, but hold on. As he just said, for the sake of family, for the sake of, trying to keep the peace. You have some men out there who are not trying to keep the peace. They don't care about the peace. They don't care about if it's going to make it easier. If they don't say anything, they're going to put you in your place and they're going to address you, And I find it interesting that he said that the reason why, his sister even got the feeling to go off, or even why she started that behavior in the beginning, is because she was actually backed into a corner. And it's so interesting because a lot of these women that we see dishing it, right, have no problem to tell you about yourself, have no problem to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, have no problem giving you their input, but are the most sensitive, are the number one people who will cry first, okay? If you direct a certain context, a certain conversation to them, they cannot take it. But if it's you, they have all the smoke for you.
Who raised you? Where did this come from? What does this look like where a woman can disrespect a man, particularly the men that are in the circle of love when it comes to you receiving it on that end? Yeah. Brothers, husbands, friends, mentors, coaches. The woman disrespects the man, and that was going through my head, because I'm accustomed to this, but being disciplined, I just avoid it. I'm at a point in my life where I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to waste that energy. I'm not going to get emotionally involved, invested into this conversation. So back to the story, she begins to disrespect me. My mother was there, and what I didn't like, and we often talk about this on the show, is other women holding women accountable.
Right.
And I had this conversation later that I expected my mother to call my sister out on that. I knew she was wrong. I knew that she was wrong.
Now this is when the going is this is when the going gets tough, okay? Because especially as a mother to your children, we have mothers that don't like to get involved. They figure they kids, they'll figure it out, whatever the case is. But it's so vital, okay? Because you, especially as a woman to a woman, you are the representative of how this woman should relay herself to others. And if you as a woman are just saying like, guys, stop, and you're not saying you stop it, or you stop it, as a mother, you should know which child was right and which child is wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you should be able to be that pillar to say, stop. You're not going to talk to him like that. Or not because you can't prove your point, you have to be disrespectful to him. That's nasty. That's not nice. That's rude. That's wrong. These are vital checkpoints. Because if nobody's not checking you at home, and nobody's not checking you, maybe in your relationship, you're going to go out there and you're going to talk to somebody the wrong way, and you have nobody that checked you, and then be shocked with the results that you receive. And look at JR as the son, right? And these are just people, for example. I have no idea who these people are in real life. I'm just using the story that he's telling, to talk about it. But look at JR as the son is saying, he feels some type of way with his mom now. Now there's a rift between his mom, all because of the sister not being able to hold herself in a certain standard or a certain space, and be the one to measure her own self. Because as a grown up, I mean, her mom shouldn't have to do that. But just for the sake of what he's saying in the conversation, how vital that is. You can cause a rift between your brother and everybody just because of you not being able to know your place as a woman, and having respect for not only just this person just being your brother, but him as a man.
And my mother should have called her on. You know what mother says?
She should have.
And I love mother to death. Mm-hmm. But again, this is a real conversation.
Yeah.
You can't say, I just wish you guys would get along. Mm-hmm. I have no problem getting along with her. The problem that I have is that I'm not going to put that extra energy and trying to get along with somebody that doesn't want to get along with me.
Right.
I have no problem toning down the thing that I don't like about women in particular is when you're having a conversation and elevate their voice. Mm. The minute you elevate your voice, that's a clear sign as though the conversation is out of control.
Out of control, your lack of respect. Okay, you obviously feel like you're losing, or you obviously feel like somebody struck a nerve, because now you're trying to, broaden your presence in a conversation when more than likely there's only two people having it.
And I question, why are you raising your voice? You may not like it, but it's an honest, valuable question to ask at that time.
Agreed.
So I asked her that, and it's always that because. And I feel like, as we often speak about this, I feel like you're not trying to. And so I pick and choose my battles, but I get sick and tired of not addressing situations because I'm human. I'm human. Not emotional, but I don't have to ignore every time you're wrong. Sometimes you need to be called out on you.
And to be honest, it looks like, from this example, it looks like, his mom views him as the stronger person, right? As a stronger vessel. And sometimes it's not fair, because sometimes the stronger vessel gets the short end of the stick because people want you to be the one, because they know how you are. They know that he might be a little bit more kind. They want him to always, turn the other cheek and walk away, and turn the other cheek and walk away. And then it's going to create this kind of resistance between the two of them, because it's like, no, that's not fair. I always do that. But if I have the right to call you out, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, because not calling her out is not helping the situation, because it's just going to continue the behavior. Calling it out is going to make that person look inside and reflect on themselves.
You need to be called out on it. Yeah. So we moved to the other side. We tried to have a conversation, and she's like, you know what? I can't do this. She's like, it's body language. She's not listening. And then she turns ghetto.
So she's saying that she can't do this because of his body language. But a lot of times women do this, right? As much as, her voice is raised, and he's like, why are you raising your voice? And her answer is because of this or because of that. So now he's listening to you, and now you can't do this because of his body language. But his body language is a reaction to what it is that you're doing. So you want to focus on what he's doing and his inability to listen to you. But you're the one who caused that reaction from him. But we can't look at that. We can't look at what he's doing based off of you, because you're without spot or wrinkle and without fault. So we have to look everywhere else.
Mind you, she just passed the RN exam. She's smart. She's telling went to college, but then it's just that ghetto ratchetness, that behavior.
So he said she had PhD.
That she showed right then and there. Mm-hmm. Again, at this point, she's at the point where she's out of control. She's OC. She's cursing. I don't give a F. No, I'm not about to do that. Blah, 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 blah. My grandma.
And let's not even talk about that her parents are there. Like, because he just said his mom was there. So just no respect for anybody at that point. You know, showing a complete lack of self-control, because not only can you not like control yourself in the conversation with your own brother, but now it's just a complete lack of control for everybody. And then the excuse usually for that is, oh well, I was just angry. So that means that in your head there's no brink, there's no cap, there's no I shouldn't do this because of this, or there's no principle that's there.
Father comes over, and I've been raised in the house a lot with my grandfather. He's been my father figure. Right. And my grandfather said, "I don't want no yelling in my house." Mm-hmm. When I heard that when I was younger, I knew what time it was. When he said that, it stuck with me to this day. Even I say I don't want no yelling in my house, because when a man speaks and he set the tone for that house, guess what? Everybody in that house follows suit.
Right.
That's what a leader of the household does. The head of household.
Right.
So she couldn't even tone it down when the man of the house spoke and said, "I don't want no yelling in my house." She was out of control. And this happens all the time, where you have women that disrespect the man. Mm. Who raised you? How do we get to this point where a woman feels it's okay to disrespect a man? Mm. A lot of people may ask, well, you have to give respect in order to receive respect. I get it. You don't want to give a stranger respect. But when it comes to the men that's around you, when you disrespecting them, that's a problem. It's a huge problem. Mm-hmm. You women have to check yourselves, because we've come too far and been through so much stuff just trying to be a man in this world. And for you not to understand the respect that a man deserves, you don't have to give no respect nor to receive respect. You should have respect for a man just off GP.
Right. Principle. Just off of principle. Right. Just knowing your place. Like, just in general, just knowing your place. But that's he's asking the question and answering the question at the same time, because why do these women not respect the men that are in front of them? Because they feel like they are equal to a man, because they feel like they're a man too. When you live so much in your masculine energy, it's hard for a man to talk to you. Because you feel like, who are you? Because I have, I got tennis balls too, just like you do. And actually mine are bigger than yours. So what are you talking about? So when women are like that all the time, it's really hard to reel them back into the reality that if you guys, were to go toe to toe, it's not going to be a fair and equal scrap. Because a lot of these women are delusional enough to even feel like that even if it were to be that situation, that they can take you. That's how much in their minds they're programmed that they are exactly like a man, if not better.
My sister was out of line.
Yes.
And so many of you women are out of line as well. Yes. Because it's so many marriages that we have right now, mm-hmm. where the woman is constantly disrespecting the man in the household.
Say that.
How does that look when the woman's disrespecting the man and we got children in the household and they viewing this? Guess what?
It's telling them to keep doing the same thing. Repeat the cycle.
Won't happen. We're gonna get the children gonna see this, and it's gonna be passed along, and the daughters are gonna be doing the same exact thing, disrespecting the man. Yes. We having this conversation right now because it must stop. The mm-hmm. woman's tongue is foul. It is foul. And I was disappointed. I ain't haven't got an apology yet.
I'm sure he got an apology now, probably. Probably he got an apology now. But that's not the point. That's not the point. Because once you say it and once it comes out of your mouth, you can't take it back. That's the thing. Women will say whatever, throw whatever darts, go whatever extreme. But once you say it, you cannot unsay it. And once he heard it, he can't unhear it. The damage is already done. Like, even if you say sorry tomorrow, he's still going to be like, okay. Because it's not like it was addressed before it excelled, and it's not like it was addressed, right at that time in front of everybody that you were wrong. Because a lot of people who wrong come back and give like one-way apologies when it's just them to, I was sorry. I was just mad. And that's not an apology. Well, you know, it was just because it was no when it was just because or but I did that but because that's not even an apology. That's not an apology because you're still further explaining as to why you did what you did. So that means that you could possibly do that again.
You know what she told my mother? We'll never get along.
Okay.
Your pride is that big that you can't woman up and understand your fault. But you know what that tells me? Women need therapy.
Sure do.
They need some of these grandmas to speak. They need to have conversation with their grandmas, have better relationships because it's messed up out here. It's messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings me to our next topic, which is
And everybody, and let's be clear, everybody needs therapy. Okay, we know that everybody needs therapy, but a lot of our women don't realize how dysfunctional they are and how they behave. They have no idea. You know, they feel like it's just normal, it's fine, it's cool, it's cute, and it's not. You know, a lot of our women say, oh, because we had different experiences, and that's all well and fine and great. However, you can continue the cycle of hurting and harming other people based off of your lack of change and discipline to change. Because everybody, you know, a lot of women see the trends, you know, friends, relationships leave, friends leave, you know, can't keep a man, can't keep friendships, can't keep a job, can't keep a this, can't keep a that. And you can't stand in one place and just point and say that every single person around you is a problem when you're the common denominator. You might have to look into yourself because maybe it is you. Maybe there's change that needs to be made, you know. But anyways, I saw this video, like I said, and just like the conversation just got so outrageous in that last reaction video that I did, and it made me think about this throwback video. And I said I had to address it, I had to talk about it, and I had to bring it to you guys, to the surface, just because it reminded me so much of this conversation that he had that I really enjoyed. I never watched this whole live stream. I'm sorry, this whole video. I never watched it. I did watch this one point, and this was, like I said, like a long time ago before I even did reactions to their content. So I'm gonna go ahead and link the full video of this in the description box below so that you guys can watch the whole video. I think it's like a while. I think it's like maybe about 45 minutes. So you guys can watch the whole entire video to see what the topic was that they got into. Make sure you guys leave your comment in the comment section down below. Hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. And again, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow my Instagram. It's at RIVAH_JORDON. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Love you.